Sige na. Okay, dili lang dili ko. Ay mo dulu mo ko. Oh, Jud. Ay, lang pa. Bota. Pag sa'yo siya, BG, niya.
Kaya pusot kayo. Wait, guys, grabe. Ka-watch mo itong clip sa TikTok about more on girls. Landing na sa siya karuan, or kami yun lang siya mabalik.
Oh, and I saw that, and honestly, no, grabe ka divided karon ang mga people. Some people say nga, it's effective daw para makalesen ang crimes. Naasa uban mo ingon nga like, too much na daw kaayo ang kanang kind of violence.
True, and like, maurag confusing po siya. Then, kay dagan kay stories, and kanang different sides, different kanang POVs bitaw, opinions, like, kanang lisod kay figure out, unsa gyud ang sakto bitaw.
Same. Or every time I hear about it, okay, surface level ako na ibawaan. Like, kabaw kung serious siya, but I don't fully understand unsa jay naitabo behind everything.
Ito, same like, say ko kadungog about EJK, but wala gid ko ka dig deep, or kita man siguro, wag kita ka dig deep, ano. Then, murag mo bitaw ta kabalo sa epekto sa society.
Exactly, and naagid some case nga mas bugat yun bitaw, parang, mas bugat yun kay sa others, like, kanang dili lang siya, like, more on statistics, naagid stories behind sa mga cases bitaw.
Wait lang. Random gid na question. Kinsa din is kuan Kian de los Santos. Siyo kadungong ko niya. Iwok kay na kinsa na.
Well, na, that case really hit a lot of people. Where, maugit to siya, we met nga, daghan na siya and question sa public. Hindi siya actually just a random case. It's actually one of the most documented cases too during the war. I can see footage, na yung mga witness testimonies, and investigation.
And once you really understand the story, somewhat ka nga, hindi siya simple. Not yung deeper issues yun.
War
on drugs or war on rights?
Guys, welcome back sa among podcast. So for today's episode, medyo heavy siya but very important yun. We're going to talk about the war on drugs in the Philippines and the issue of extrajudicial killings. And honestly, this is something dili lang nato dapat tan-awon sa news, but something kinahanglan yun nato sabton deeply as individuals and as future professionals.
Yes, and to answer Yuval's question earlier, who is Kian de los Santos and what really happened to him? So we'll break it down step by step, and at the same time, we'll also connect it to ethical issues and like unsa gyud ang right and wrong in situations like this.
Exactly. And as we go through this, we want you guys to reflect with us. Like, dili lang siya about listening, but also questioning your own perspectives and belief.
And dili lang ni siya storytelling, we'll also analyze different ethical concepts like human acts, morality, and voluntariness. So, medyo academic po siya, but we'll keep it conversational para mas masabtan po.
So basically, dili lang ni siya chika-chika. Mag-think like deeper ani, like questioning things nga murag normal sa tuwa pero dili day.
Exactly. Because understanding a fact is one thing, but of course, to ethically evaluate it is of course another thing. And that's where critical thinking becomes ultimately important.
So, let's start with the story of the late Kian de los Santos, from as grounded with us discussion.
So, Kian de los Santos was a 17 years old student from Caloocan. In August 2017, na-involve siya sa in a police anti-drug operation. According sa police, is nalaban daw siya, then kanang he resisted arrest.
Pero when investigation started, naagid contradictions ang situations because naay CCTV footage that showed the police bringing Kian into an alley, then dili siya consistent sa claim nga nanlaban daw siya. And as reported by ABS-CBN and News Rappler, the CCTV footage contradicted the police's version of events.
So, ara dyan siya nagsugod. That's where people started questioning the narrative. Because if naay visual evidence nga mo contradict sa official report, murag mo shake jud imong trust.
Witnesses even said na he was unarmed and begging for his life. Like, imagine that situation. 17 years old, scared, and trying to survive. Based on witnesses' testimonies, no, cited in news reports, he was pleading for his life before being shot.
Bitaw no, murag giingon pa gani nga nagpakiluoy siya like he didn't want to die. Tapos like that detail alone nga murag emotional bitaw kayo siya.
Yeah, mao na ang nagpa-humanize sa case. Dili lang siya number or statistics, but kanang real person jud siya with a life, tas na siya family, and na future ahead unta.
So, from an ethical perspective, let's identify the human acts. The officers made conscious decisions whether to use force against Kian, and they may also possibly plant evidence and report a different version. These are, of course, human acts, kay nag-involve ng knowledge and free will.
So, in short, dili jud siya random or accidental, right? These are choices made in a specific situation, which means na good accountability.
So, dili siya pwede excuse na dadala lang sa situation, di ba?
Yes, because if aware ka sa imong action, then mupili gyapon ka that you still choose to do it, then of course you are morally responsible.
So first, voluntariness. The act was done freely. So wala sila gipugos.
Meaning, they had control over their actions. They had the capacity to choose voluntary gud siya.
Pero what if they thought nga delikado si Kian?
It's actually a valid point because in real situations, decisions like that are really made quickly. But at the same time, trained manggod sila, mga police officers. So it's expected that they follow proper protocol.
In other words, culpable ignorance. They should have known better, in my opinion.
Dili siya enough na excuse na wala ko kabalo, especially if part sa imong job is to know the law.
True.
And naapod factor fear. Since reports suggested pressure from higher authorities, according to Human Rights Watch reports na ay claims that police officers were under pressure during the anti-drug campaign.
So, basi naglook sila.
Yes, but fear explains, it does not justify.
Yeah, like makasabot ta sa pressure, but it doesn't make the act morally right.
Also emotions like anger or
Murag mahimog desensitize ang ang problema nila.
Yes, kana normal na because it becomes a habit. And when violence becomes a habit, normal na kayo siya, people stop questioning it.
And from Kian's side, he was powerless, minor, unarmed, and grabe begging for his life.
Very good, no?
One thing that is important is dili ra pud ang case ni Kian ang ingani.
Yes, because when we look at multiple cases, we start to see a pattern, not just isolated incidents.
And there's Carl Angelo Anais who's also a teenager, killed in 2017 a year. So dili lang si Kian de los Santos.
and there's also Reynaldo de Guzman,
Right.
who was found dead days later.
So, reports from Amnesty event suggested na possible reward system per killing. Grabe. According to Amnesty International's 2017 report, many killings appeared systematic and raised serious human rights concerns.
Which also raises serious ethical concerns because if it's true, then it encourages violence, diba?
And kanang because of this kay mo jud ba ni naka-start sa investigation sa ICC. Meaning this issue reached global attention. The International Criminal Court opened an investigation into possible crimes against humanity related to the war.
So, dili gyud siya gamay nga issue. Dako gyud siya nga problema.
So that is why we evaluate morality. First, object. Killing without due process or without reason is of course intrinsically wrong.
So regardless of intention, the act itself is morally problematic.
Pero what if nakahelp siya reduce og crime?
That's a common argument because like people justify it because of the results.
However, ethics teaches that the end does not justify the means.
Because if we allow that mindset, then mahimong acceptable ang injustice as long as na ay result.
And if innocent people can be harmed, then unsafe gyapon na society since police already do it under the law.
The circumstances, a minor siya, pero no due process, questionable ang evidences. Diba?
So, overall, object is wrong, intention is not enough, and the circumstance worsens it pag yun. Therefore, morally wrong gid siya. Final verdict.
Honestly, before ani, I didn't really think about like mga EJK and ang mga victims.
Same, because like, pag wala magod ako medyo is, if wala, dili ko involved kay wala dili ko kay pero one thing I realize now is ang ethical issues like this are not simple man jud.
Yeah, and one thing I realized is that safety should not come at the expense of human dignity.
And as future medical professionals, we should always remember na we are trained to protect life always.
Syempre, and walay pili, every life matters. So, parang naka-witness tani nga scenario nga, wala unjust education. So, as medical professionals, nag-handle of lives. So, isang pa kung saan na salaan ng person, we should always to commit to our jobs to help people save their lives.
And as citizens po, we should also question the system na nag-normalize aning na violence.
As the saying goes, hindi porket may mabuting layunin, tama na ang paraan.
To summarize, these were human acts done voluntarily with modifiers or reasons that make it even worse. It's like digging yourself your own grave, You're killing yourself. What?
And through ethical analysis, we conclude that the act is morally wrong in object, in intention, and in circumstances.
Siguro, the real challenge is how do we fight crime without losing our humanity?
Because at the end of the day, a just society cannot be built on unjust matters. So, thank you
Thank you
all
for listening.
watching.
Salamat
Thank you for
kayo.
listening to our podcast.
Salamat kaayo.